Shall we take that? Thank you very much.
Do you need it to read from you?
Oops.
That's fine.
Want it back?
That's right, you can, yeah.
Are you going to read from it?
If you want to use it,
Yeah.
then we'll have a look at it when you finish, so
Okay.
you don't
Yeah, no
feel,
problem.
if that's your prop that
Yeah, yeah.
helps you feel confident, Leo, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so, hello, what's your name?
Leo Stefanizzi.
Okay, Leo, and what makes you want to study level 3 creative media?
Basically, the real reason I want to do level 3 is because I want to gain a more vast, in-depth understanding of creative media production, how media is made, how people make it in the real world, and just because I love films, really.
You love films?
Yeah, really
And
passionate.
what do you feel has been your greatest achievement during this year just past?
Definitely like team building.
Team building? And what other skills do you feel you've excelled at?
Determination.
Determination. What about practical skills?
Like problem solving.
Problem solving.
Like just like finding things that are not perfect
and finding ways of making them better.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And on a practical level, what have you enjoyed? Camera work or editing or acting? I saw you acting in someone's film.
I've done quite a bit, like helping out with people's projects and stuff. Not really like the biggest talent performer, but I just do it really, it's fun. And camera work.
Camera work. So if you had to pick one, camera or editing, which one would it be that you feel you've developed and that you want to carry on developing?
Definitely camera.
Camera, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like I know the level 3 used more advanced, the Sony NEXs.
That's right. And then in the second year they move on to the film cinematic quality Canon C100s. So it's progression from first to second year. Okay, so what particular career path are you thinking of taking after the courses?
I'm thinking of becoming like a production runner.
Production,
assistant.
Starting in running and then working your way up in the industry, is that?
Yeah, like the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way,
Film, television,
yeah. Okay, well there's nothing wrong with that. So, okay. Right, shall we watch your final project, Leo, and then you can tell us a bit more about yourself? Yeah,
Okay.
do you want to take a seat? Okay.
Sitting in my office. It was late, getting dark. Nothing but a quiet whisper or an echo could make even the slightest of sounds. I was kept up by the tension in my mind. I felt as if I had been pushed by the side, locked in the corner, like some cheap dame from out of town. My mind was telling me to swallow it up, just to have a cigarette and a bottle of rye and then forget about it. But I wasn't going to forget about it. It's like a distant dream. I couldn't think. My mind was full of ideas. That night, I got a phone call.
Yeah, hello. Who is this? Ah, hello. Mr. What can I do you for?
Yes, this is Mr. Doug Williamson. Yes, I am fully qualified and professional screenwriter. I write for short films, TV pilots, that kind of thing. Yeah. Hang on a minute, let me get down. Can we get a pistol paper right down there? Mr. Robert Walkhouse? Right. I got a phone call. Right. And
Final cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is that where it finishes? I got a phone call. Or
Yeah, that's like, it was not the way as I intended.
Come and explain
it
to us.
Come tell us.
Come tell us.
What happened, Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Thank you. So that's your final. It started off very promising. Great. Was that you? Was that your dialogue, or was that from a record? Was that a recording?
That was my dialogue.
It was your dialogue.
Recorded as Foley.
That's very good.
Post.
It was very good, and the American accent was really convincing. I liked the mise en scène as well. You got the Elvis record and the old clock. You got the right glasses on. It all looked very 1950s. It reminds me of like the Raymond Chandler sort of that dark kind of film noir, American film noir. And you had some nice detail in it as well. What happened though? Because it suddenly stopped, and I want to know what was going to happen next.
Well, basically, like the whole idea of the film was to do it like a 3-act structure.
Right.
Like basically have like the characters being introduced in the first part, which is like the phone call.
Right.
And then you get to see like the main character, like see how he's like establishing his place in the story and what's going on. And then in the second part you see more like in depth of like what like is like the adventure, like,
Right.
Like how you see the character go from one place to another, and you get really involved in like how he's.
And what would the story have been that the character was following? Had you plotted that out?
Yeah. It's basically like about a writer.
Yeah.
Who's like who's writing like a script.
Yeah.
Like a TV production manager, and like he basically starts out with this idea for a whole script, and like he has like this time he has to write it by this time, and he kind of has like this struggle, like he's he can't find the right sort of like the right words and ideas.
Okay, so he gets a bit of writer's block.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, and how does the film end? How would have the film ended? Or did you want it to end on a kind of, did you want it to be continued?
Like, I wanted to end it like he, at the end we said like he ends up in like a sort of like a mental health institution.
Okay, so he has a breakdown.
Like he's an alcoholic, and and he can't handle himself.
Right, so the story had a sort of sad conclusion that he ended up falling apart. And okay, so did you write the whole script for all of that?
Yeah, I wrote the script.
Okay, so in fact you ended up with a really complex plot, and you ran out of time. Was it that you ran out of time to film the rest of it, or you didn't start early enough in the filming? Do you think?
The problem was I didn't start early enough in the filming. I think there was just a lot of research and planning. It's just it wasn't quite.
You didn't quite
well structured enough.
Yeah, but the bit you have got was really good, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, Leo does love film. I mean, look at his shirt, Serpico.
lighting, a use of lighting in that scene just to highlight the very gentle highlighting of the side of the figure of the person in the scene, because we really a lot of the time could only really see a silhouette, but I think just a bit of gentle like side lighting from a lamp or something would have helped us to kind of get more of a picture of that person. But I think it was a really ambitious idea. So yeah, well done, well done.
I also think it's a good example of, though you've helped other people in their projects, you kind of had to do this yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if you'd had just somebody there with a camera,
you could have done with a camera operator.
Yeah, and they just someone to sort of to bounce off, because the research. I mean, you did reams and reams and reams, and I've looked at a lot of it, and not all of it is absolutely linked to what you were doing, but it was interesting. You could see your passion for film, and you obviously appreciate scripts. Out of all the students here, you're the only student I can sort of talk to about films, classic films, to be honest. So I think that's the big thing for you, is to sort of get structure, basically.
And also maybe get to work with the team, so make sure you've got someone there who is the camera operator, so that you've got room to then develop the product, because it's quite hard to put the camera up and then act in front of it as well. You know, because you can't see if the lighting looks right or not because you're not behind the camera.
No.
So it becomes really tricky.
You're
So
sort
you
of
kind
going on the footage that you just
yeah,
shot.
exactly. But then how do you improve that if you're not there to direct the action from behind the camera because you're acting in front of it? You need a camera operator there who can make sure, like, put a light on and move the lights around. They've done something to make it look better. But it's really ambitious. I loved the atmosphere. It was very convincing. Felt like 1950s American thing going on there. So yeah, in terms of looking at research and showing that you understand film and genre, you've clearly demonstrated that in this final project. It's just a shame it's not a bit more finished. One of the tricks of the trade, the way round that for you might have been to turn that into a little trailer for a film that was coming. So you just cut up bits and make it into a little trailer, so that you including elements of the story that's going to unfold. Okay, so overall, what do you feel you are going to benefit from by doing the level 3 course? What's the reason that you want to? What of your skills that you've shown there do you want to develop?
I want to develop like a more professional outlook on media.
Okay, so maybe one of the things is that you do work with the team, so you get yourself someone and you work with the team, get someone who's going to be the camera operator for you, to help you achieve what you want to, your visions for the future. How about GCSEs and functional skills? How are you with those?
Yeah, I've done my English exam, so I've just had my maths exam.
Yeah.
Is that this afternoon? Your functional skills maths this afternoon.
Well, good luck with it.
Yeah.
Good luck with it. Obviously, really important to get your functional skills and bring it up to a level, because the course runs at the same equivalent of an A level. So the requirement for students coming straight from school is 5 GCSEs, grades 4 and above, and that still applies for students progressing from level 2 to level 3. So do your very, very best.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done some revision?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good.
All weekend.
Good, well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I think that's it.
Yeah? Well done, and thank you for showing us your final project, and good luck in your exam this afternoon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers, well done, Leah.
Well done.
Thank you.